We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what time it is. We are in the main event. You see what it is. And we got Judgment Day taking on the War Raiders. I like to see it. How we calling this? Is the War Raiders going to walk away, or is Finn Balor and JD McDonough going to keep this belt for 176? I think it's 175. 175 days. That's a long time. That's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a half a year. It's wild. It's been that long. Oh, coup de grace. What we talking about? Oh, and near fall. Near fall. Here we go. They remember they in Boston, y'all. This crowd gonna get lit. I think the War Raiders do it. I would like to see it. I would like to see it. I feel like if you want to end a title, if you want to end a title thing, give it to Judgment Day and let them just hold titles. Let anybody do that. And don't defend it. Don't do nothing. I think they said they had 3 defenses. Nasty work. Ooh. What is Finn and Damian Priest stopping my man from getting? Oh, here we go. If Damian Priest going to be the reason, it would make sense. It would make sense. Damian Priest is. And new and new. Oh. And look at Damian Priest just clapping it up, just clapping it up. He loving it. The War Raiders have done it. The War Raiders have done it. They are the new tag team champs. That's a good way to go out on Raw. That's a good way to go out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that. It's a good way to go out. End the show. Take out Judgment Day. Yeah. Well, you know what it is. It's the Attitude Era Pod. You know what I mean? And we are in the building. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be what it is. The War Raiders are your and new tag team champions, and we got a lot of stuff to discuss. I think Raw was kind of hot tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Raw did a great job, right? And there's a couple things I thought because we didn't have many matches. I think we only got 3 matches tonight between Braun Breaker. That was a title match. We had the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title tournament, right? Heavy stakes, and then a tag title match. So now the bad part about that is that's a lot of talking, a lot of promo, but we also got some fights, we got some brawls, we got some backstage brawling, we got some through the arena brawling, back all up in the stands, through the stands. So we got a lot and we got some big matches. Now we know 2 things official from when Raw goes to Netflix. Insane. So we got to say thank you, Adam Pierce. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We always got to give credit to Triple H, whether he did it or not. But again, Triple H and company. And we got to give that same energy. And new. Y'all know what time it is. I got to drink that coffee, boy. That one hurt. Vinny, what up? What up? What up? About time to get them belts off Finn and JD. Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Yo, Vinny, it's funny, man. You got Raw 7 at halftime. I actually had it at about 7.5. I felt Raw was an 8. I feel like everything they did, not everything, but a lot of things they did had importance to it. Pushed storylines, pushed agendas, the Intercontinental title picture for the women. That's coming a bit clearer. I got to go back to see who's still left because you still have one triple threat match left, and then I'm assuming I gotta also look at a calendar and see. I'm assuming the Intercontinental Women's title is going to be finals on the Netflix show. on the Netflix like the debut because why not make it historic? Their Intercontinental Championship is synonymous to WWE and legacy. Legacy. So yeah, we had the US title, huge win. I'm not knocking that. But when you talk about WWE specifically, Intercontinental title goes way back to like 1976, 79. Um, who was the first winner? Pedro Morales, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Pat Patterson and all them cats, like, got some legacy in there. So now you're starting a women's title in the year 2024. Why not do it on Netflix, right? So anyway, let me look at the calendar to see how many Mondays do we have left, and to see if that kind of if the math is mathing, right? Because they're gonna be they're going to be on Netflix January 6th. So where the hell I hate when you have two phones, I don't be knowing which phone be which. All right. Today is Monday the 16th. Oh, we have two. So next week could be the last of the first round triple threats. Then you have December 30th, Monday Night Raw. You could do both semifinal matches, right? Because it'll be one match and one match. And then the next week is Raw on Netflix. So it kind of works. You got two more Raws before the third. So one Raw, then another Raw, then it's Netflix. So you got time. You definitely got time. And things are heating up. I mean, we can get back into the card, you know what I'm saying? But once again, we got to give credit to the War Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Devon Baxter, what up? We see you in the chat. And new WWE Tag Team Champions. You know what I'm saying? The War Raiders. They finally knock out uh Finn and JD McDonough, and that's going to add fuel to the fire. So we were watching the split happen before our eyes of the Judgment Day. Liv and Raquel and Dom are doing well, right? They're doing well. And they're like, yo, we ain't getting involved. We got bar from ringside, but you can handle it. We do whatever Finn say, whatever Finn for the win or whatever it is. Let's, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. So we're watching this divide happen. I like it. JD McDonough and Carlito gonna have to go their own way with Finn. And right now, Finn's on a losing streak. He didn't pick up the world championship. Oh, they told him you better focus on your tag team championships. Now you don't let them slip away through your fingers. So now, yeah, they about to give Finn hell. Don't be surprised if Liv, Dom, and Raquel assist in some way, shape, or form Damian Priest get a win over. You give me a hug? All right, give me a hug right here. Boom. You know, people always try to sneak on camera. I seen you. I seen you. She like put her head extra far, like. But yeah, I think it's great. You know what I'm saying, that we got the War Raiders as champions. 175 days as champ. I think that's almost half a year. 180 days is half 360. 365 days in a year. So you basically held those titles hostage, and not for good reason. It's not like you walked through the roster. No, you didn't. You just weren't defending. You just didn't have storylines. You just didn't do nothing great. So that's a good way to make titles go down in value, right? Don't put them on PLEs. Don't put them on shows. Don't really make your tag team champions active. People will forget about it. Raquel is the biggest loser in the whole group. What up, D? D, we can't talk like that. She might get another chance. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Raquel let me down a little bit. You know, if you're not familiar, let's just go back to the card a little bit. We'll back up. We had a triple threat match for the women's intercontinental title tournament. Polo, I see you in the chat on Instagram. What up? Why is the Judgment Day story so long and predictable though? HP, that's the only thing. I am with you. It is a little predictable, which is why I think we should hurry up and get to the end of it. However, JD McDonough will probably turn on Finn, and they'll try and make that some sort of uh, Raw main event match, because it has all this storyline behind it. Um, they got to do something with them because Carlito will probably fade back to obscurity as JD McDonough if they're not in the Judgment Day. I can't really see them. leading a lot of super good storylines, et cetera, et cetera. What up, Eric? Just Eric, we see you in the chat. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. Um, JD is boring. I think he does need a group to be with that kind of keeps him in association. It works for him with Judgment Day, but are we back? Is my internet still wilding? King HP freezes when I comment. Yo, Franklin, you got my computer a virus? Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I'm back. I'm moving right. I'm moving. I'm moving. Jeez, man, my internet's be intermittent. You know what I mean? I don't have internets. I have intermittent. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to drink some V8 HPU froze. I'm sorry, y'all. Yo, I'm gonna have to check with my internet's provider. You know what I'm saying? The wild part is it's AT and another letter, you know what I'm saying? But that's wild. That's wild. But let's get back. Let's get back on track with this Liv Morgan, Raquel, Dom. You got one side, and on the other, you got Finn, Jaden McDonough, and my man Carlito. Uh I don't here's the problem too. Kind of going to what you were saying, Polo, and kind of going into some of these comments going back before I got stuck, Franklin and such. What is the big match out of that? If you split those groups, it has to be Dom versus because it's three guys on one side. So you just let this go into the wind, like, all right, man, we're done. Boom. And you break them. That you know what I'm saying? Like normally when you have clicks that split, it's a big match for a payoff of all the time of storytelling. Hey, you had the titles for 175 days. Now on the Finn Balor, Jaden McDonough, Carlito side, maybe you can get a match out of JD and Finn. I think you could. And then JD McDonough gets over, but then where does JD McDonough go? I don't think he's that exciting. I don't think his mic work is top tier. I could be wrong. You know, people get opportunities sometimes, or people get put in an opportunity and they're force fed long enough that they become good at it. Hence, Solo Sokoa, he's improved a lot. I'm not saying he's top tier, but we can look at where he was and see where he is, and I think we can all nod our head in approval and go, okay, okay, you ain't exactly that guy yet, but I mean, you can fit the storylines, you can tell a story, and it works. So I don't know what's gonna go up with that. Eventually, that just got to go. I do think the Rhea Live was a little bit of a bummer. Oh, I see numbers dipping. Wow, people think I'm not froze, y'all. I'm not froze. But no, I'm not froze yet. My internet was intermittent. I thought Rhea was gonna say that so Rhea Liv cut a promo. It's a typical promo. Nothing crazy. Rhea comes out. This is nothing crazy. We've been seeing this all year round. One final fight, once and for all. I believe they are 1-1. I believe they are 1-1, maybe 2-1, but how many times the title was on the line? Liv won whenever the title was on the line, obviously, hence why she's still champ. Um, but either way, one final battle. You gotta think they gotta put this on Netflix, right? Yo, Franklin, you good, man? You good? You know what I'm saying? Marley, what up in the chat? We see you. And they didn't say it was Netflix. And remember, Netflix is 3 weeks away. Next Monday, the 23rd, is another Monday Night Raw. The 30th is a Monday Night Raw. And then we have the 6th. So we have two complete Monday Night Raws prior to it's definitely Franklin's fault. Yo, um, to the Netflix move. So I think that there's a lot to do there. I thought they were going to say it's going to be on Netflix. If they would have said Netflix, I'm not going to lie, that Netflix going to start to feel like a PLE. It already low key does. Two matches were announced. Well, one we already knew with the Tribal Combat. We knew that that had already been announced from the SmackDown side. But today they put it into a new match, right? And that takes me to the start of the show. The show starts off CM Punk in the ring. He cutting CM Punk style promos. You like it, you love it. And he's trying to bait Seth Rollins to come out, trying to bait him to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how you were a fan of me or a student, blah 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 blah. Seth Rollins finally does come out chanting CM Punk, which is wild because CM Punk just said, "You know what? I know to get you out here. When the people start chanting my name, that just gets under your skin. CM Punk, CM Punk." And then next thing you know, Seth Rollins is coming out saying CM Punk, CM, and so, but he's coming out to the crowd very shieldish. So let's watch the notes, y'all. There's rumors going around. Seth Rollins gonna start another Shield. I don't think they'll call it that. I don't know if they'll be that crazy to call it another Shield. But if they do, Seth Rollins happens to come through the audience today. Just just a side note, you know, one thing about WWE, they leave crumbs, they leave breadcrumbs for you to follow. They started to get good in their storytelling when they're telling certain stories. Some stories they kind of just, but other stories they really invest in. The writing is insane. Um and they go back and forth. I feel like CM Punk I I think Seth gives great promo work. I think Seth has been giving great promo work to CM Punk. However, this is the literal like, yo, CM Punk is God tier on that mic. Like a lot of times people think The Rock is too. I think The Rock is just he's like 98 funny. You know what I'm saying? Like 90, 98. Like the shit you say now don't really like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do some out. Like it only resonated because he was cursing and wilding out, and you ain't seen that from The Rock when he came back and he was like, remember when he went off the air and he was whooping Cody and he was whooping Cody's ass, and it was like, all right, we're off the air, and he was like, no, think that, think that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Is this the dude from Georgia the Jungle and shit talking like this? My man's just wilding. Is this the dude from Walking Tall talking crazy? Mr. Jumanji? So it's different when The Rock comes back on some, and WWE wasn't even on some R-rated MA type shit. And he like that. Only thing I like is Rock saying boy. Come here, boy. Like I don't know if he was auditioning for a Django spot. I don't know, but my point is, CM Punk on the mic is extremely. He's a rebuttal king. They say at the beginning of this, if you look on the Twitter, it's the battle rap and wrestling podcast. If CM Punk were to battle rap, not like literally, but like if he was a battle rapper, rebuttal game would probably be somewhere with like Chef Trez and A Ward, if you're familiar with that. Like he's very, or Charlie Clips, he's very witty off the top with it. Geechee Gotti even too. Like those four off the top, very witty. Um, at least right off the top of my head that comes to mind. So you got to be careful in how you say things to CM Punk because he'll make you look stupid or he'll make you look lesser than. So shout out to this. This might be the best rivalry in a long time, and I say that knowing he's fresh off a Drew McIntyre rivalry, which was fire. But Seth feels like it's real hate. Seth feels like this ain't no artificial, and this is the hate we were supposed to get going into WrestleMania 40 last year. We are supposed to get this match, but CM Punk had gotten hurt, and then Drew capitalized. I prayed for this. I prayed for the yo. My man was out here wilding. So, um, that Punk impression was hilarious. Yo, I'm trying. You know what I mean? Um, but at the end of the day, Seth Rollins can wrestle really good. His style isn't as brutal as a Drew McIntyre. So I'm interested to see where this goes with him and Punk. Punk might be the best attraction WWE has outside. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the reason I say that is if you compare if you put Roman versus Drew, big. Roman versus Cody, we all know it's big. That's, you know what I'm saying? But no one really wants to keep seeing it because you've seen it 2 WrestleManias in a row. Roman versus Seth Rollins is a great WrestleMania main event. Maybe not this year, but going into next year. Cody versus those same type of effect. But when you say CM Punk versus Drew, right? We just saw that. Excellent. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. This finna be excellent. CM Punk versus Roman drew more social media views than anything the WWE has ever posted. And then on top of that, if we do CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, we still have another main WrestleMania main event style match. So that's where I'm drawing my data. You remember when CM Punk came out to Cody and told him like there's a superstar in the wings waiting. Just when you think you get to the top, and he comes from behind, and he takes everything, and they thought he was talking about himself, but really it was The Rock who did that shit for real. It's like, damn, and we could even do a CM Punk The Rock and get something big out of that. To me, more than Cody. I mean, Cody wears high heel boots, bro. Anyway, but I just say that to say this: Seth Rollins and CM Punk is about to like carry the WWE through 2025. What we thought Roman was the last few years, I think one of these two may start to maybe eclipse Roman a little bit. Mm, maybe I'm just off my rocker with it, but I say that to say this because in the back, these two brawled through the building, and it was beautiful. It was great to watch. It was fun to be a part of. Um, this rivalry, please WWE, don't mess this one up. We're getting the first fight on Netflix. So th- shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. We gonna take a sip for that. This is coffee, y'all though. A little hot. Shit. Um, so we're gonna get that first one on Netflix. Big event. How many subscribers fast we can get back up. Let's see how fast we can get back up. Yo, yo, I fucking hate. I don't like to do brands and shit. You know what I mean? But AT&T is AS&S. It's ass. It's trash. Turn that shit in. Get rid of that shit. I'm gonna have to call these people today. Like you ruining my business. You know what I mean? The last comment before he froze was Franklin. Was it? It might be. Franklin gave me a virus, y'all. Franklin gave me. I got a computer virus, but nah. That shit wild. Nah, Franklin, you ain't do it. I hope not. You might be one of them hacker motherfuckers. But nah. Let me get them moving because you don't know my internet is intermittent. So boom, and that's post my comment there. Post it in the chat. There it is. AT&T is AS&S. Um. So with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, right? They brawl through the building. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Later, we get a clip of somebody trying to interview Seth. And who pops up? Drew McIntyre. Now, the wording that they use is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what you said. What you couldn't do is what Seth tells Drew to CM Punk. I'm gonna take CM Punk out. But Drew put out some stuff like, yo, we got to take out Roman. And Seth almost feels like he's on board with it, but he's like, and then Drew goes a little bit further and he's like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody he's with. And that's where Seth draws the line because he's like, yo, Jay's my friend. Sammy's my friend. I respect those guys. And then he was, I think he was gonna say, I don't respect you, but he did not tell Drew I don't respect you. He said the jury's still out on you. Watching his words carefully, because the reality is I do respect you. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap and say I don't. You know what I'm saying? You put in work. So um Franklin the hacker is wow. You gotta put that on the chat. That shit, Franklin the hacker. Hmm, that shit funny. I'm gonna spit my coffee out. But I would like to see this. The word on the street is that you're gonna have to do a 6-man tag, right? Kevin Owens comes into this mix because he hates the bloodline. And he's so mad at Cody because he teamed up with Roman. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And there's 3 guys who hate Roman and despise either the bloodline or don't understand why people are teaming up to remake the bloodline when Roman put you through hell. All it's gonna take is one punch, one thing that kind of tip Seth Rollins over the edge. And next thing you know, we have Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. And they can easily take on CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. And that is a hell of a main event. Um, KO, Sammy, and Drew versus the Usos and Sammy at WrestleMania. They better not. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, I ain't gonna hold you. The Usos don't hold that much. Like when you take 3 of those top tier guys like that, like Seth, Drew, and KO, it's hard to make them go against guys like Sami Zayn and the Usos and draw a main event type of aura, especially at a WrestleMania. Especially at a WrestleMania. I can see a regular PLE. You do it, I can see that, but I don't know about WrestleMania. I mean, because that's also you're gonna take those 3 guys off the card that could be putting on huge matches too. So PLE, yeah, WrestleMania, nah, I don't know about that one. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? This is their first year with Netflix. WrestleMania comes like 3 months after. It's their biggest event of the year, and it's 2 nights. So they're gonna definitely try to go and spread the wealth on that one. But we definitely got to keep our eyes on Punk versus Rollins. Remember, we have 2 more Raws before the Netflix jump. Also, what the fuck is up with the transition window? Well, they ain't talking about it. I noticed WWE's dropping hints. They did if my internet ain't intermittent, but fucking, you know what I mean? I'm stuttering and stammering. Let's try that again. Bianca Belair has a Raw package. I thought that was interesting. Now, maybe it's, well, they're just doing it for the first episode of that. I don't believe that shit. I feel like that's a welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So I asked that question on the Attitude Era Twitter page. What's these rosters gonna look like post Netflix? Seth Rollins, CM Punk is going down on Netflix first night. Solo, Roman, Tribal Combat first night on Netflix. I don't think they leave in Netflix, to be honest. If Roman goes, you got to take a lot of that bloodline story with it, and that's a lot of wrestlers that's got to transit or at least pop up. And maybe they bag double duty. I can see that too. You saw that teaser with the red circle line through it. What do you think that's teasing and leading up to? Which red line? Hold on. Drinking coffee, y'all. I don't want to be sleepy. I'm gonna see if I can hit Twitter and go see if I can catch what you're talking about, Devon. Um, but yeah, that was that. Continuing to move on through the show, we had this is a big night. This is a big night on Raw. You know, we had an Intercontinental title match too. We will lose John Cena on Netflix. Yes and no. Rurilla, shout out to you. I see you on Instagram. Appreciate the comment. That's your comment. We will lose John Cena. I think so, but because he has I think he'll come to SmackDown and at least give us one on SmackDown. I think he'll give us one match at least. Just because if he knows these are his last, he says he's trying to do 30 matches. It's a lot. 52 weeks in a year is take away some of these PLEs. Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, whatever the December pay per view is, will probably cap off there. That's like six. I mean, Roman gonna get traded to Raw for Cody. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, they're both on SmackDown. If like, they're both on SmackDown. You can't even do that trade. Big fella, what up, Himothy? I see you in the chat on Instagram. You can't even pull that trade. They're both on SmackDown. They're just both gonna go to Raw, and then Gunther's gonna come over. Now we saw this get hinted at when Gunther was talking to Nick Aldis, and it was like, "What's that all?" Remember, Carmelo Hayes popped up like, Oh yeah, you said they're gonna trade him for Gunther. Yeah, okay, exactly. They're gonna trade Cody for Gunther. I think it's a good trade. It just sucks that if they would have thought this out, whoever was going to SmackDown should have won the Crown Jewel match, because then it would feel like the better man. Like, we don't want SmackDown to feel like a second rate bullshit ass show. So the better wrestler is on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would have did personally, without letting people think about that. Cody is trash. Yo, Cody had high heel boots on at Saturday Night Main Event, bro. So it is what it is. But we got Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser in Intercontinental title match. It was a good match. Braun Braun selling that shoulder injury makes me wonder, is he going to give up that strap soon to do another back and forth type of turnover like he did with Jey Uso? How would we feel about that if Braun is the guy who does short reigns, but he does a bunch of them? 4 month run, 2 month run, you know what I mean? 1 month run. He does never really exceeds 6 months, let's say, or never even exceeds four. You know, um, and the reason I say that is because Ludwig Kaiser almost looked like he had his number for a little bit. I think that's a great rivalry. When I was talking in the last week or so about small wrestlers and the way they have to wrestle, Ludwig Kaiser is like a perfect example. He's going to be able to go on and do bigger and better things. As he gets older, he'll probably pick up 10 to 15, 20 more pounds. And the way he wrestles, it's believable that he could take down anybody as he gets more experience, more hatred, especially in his heel form. Big fella, what up? What up? You say Jey Uso next? I don't think Jey Uso. I don't think they're gonna put him with no belts. I don't think Jey Uso gonna see nothing but tag team belts. I think they're gonna reunite him and Jimmy, and they're gonna let them run to the hills. Now, Jimmy Uso was talking Big Jim, Big Jim, Big Jim. That was his whole thing before Drew before Drew knocked him out on SmackDown. Uh, he said he had big things in 2025 in store for 2025. So I could be wrong. I hope I am. I would like to see Jey Uso get another Intercontinental title run. However, we'll see. Time will tell. Zell, I do think Cody does know how to be a heel. Mackenzie Johnson, I see you in the chat. What up? What up? What up? Heel Cody hits different. I think Cody is actually, when they put this man on a stretcher and KO was standing on this man's chest on Saturday Night Main Event, the crowd was chanting, "You deserve." Yo, Cody gonna eventually give in to people uh hating his guts, because they're gonna see the merch sales. They're gonna see Cody grabbing kids and adrenaline in my soul. My kids will probably start singing that shit if I keep up at this, what I'm saying, volume and all that. But Cody is for the kids. When you're an adult, you see Cody, you either like him, okay, he's cool, but his move set, the Cody Cutter, like, man, yeah, get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here. Corny ass move. Never liked it. The Crossroads, I do like. I don't know, man. I just know Cody was out there in high heel boots this weekend at Saturday Night Main Event. Go look back. He had the black soul. Me and Archie was talking about that joint. Archie sent it to me. I hadn't seen it when I watched it, but I was like, yeah, whatever. They're just trying to make him taller and look a certain way against Kevin Owens. And but Archie started talking about it so much, I started dying laughing. This motherfucker guy. And they'll make Cody do anything. And y'all know the expression. Cody will let anybody hit. He ain't got no challengers. Nobody even seems like they want the belt. The winged eagle, he took that because you're like, yo, this is an artifact. I will definitely take this, but it don't seem like people are. This is one of the first champions I've seen where people aren't like, I want a shot at the champ. I want to be. Where are they at? Where are they at? Ain't nobody want to be. First of all, the WWE Undisputed Championship is complete bullshit, and I'll tell you why. It's not undisputed. It's clearly disputed because you have another fucking championship on your other show, which means it's disputed. Means I'm the world champ. No, I'm the WWE champ. What the fuck is the difference? You're the world champ, goddammit. Like, can anybody use a fraction of a okay, let's remember how this had. You had the WWE champion, you had the Universal Championship. When those belts were combined by Roman Reigns, it did become undisputed because you had one champion per you went and made another championship, which means it's no longer undisputed. So there's no need to say the WWE Undisputed Championship because it's disputed. There's another champion. You literally had a fucking main event at Crown Jewel disputing it. Who champion for another championship? The Crown Jewel. So what the fuck is the undisputed? This goes right along with that Ric Flair bullshit ass logic. I'm not the Tooth Fairy, man. You can't, or I'm not a, Let me keep my mouth down because I think the little people. Anyway, you can't spit in my face and tell me it's raining, man. And I'm just gonna put out there. It's the WWE Championship. That's what it is. It's not an undisputed championship. If that's the case, is the women's undisputed? No, because this wasn't two belts combined. But you made another belt to dispute. The point of a dispute is to find out. It's an argument. It's an altercation. It's conflict. It's an uneven ground. It's disputed, brother. Cody, you're not undisputed. Only Roman should have held that title because he was the guy that combined it. So even when they came out with the World Heavyweight Championship, him calling himself undisputed would still be logical because he's saying I was the guy who combined two championships to the point where y'all had to get another one. Someone beats me, they ain't undisputed. They just a champ. They didn't. Cody ain't run through the roster. The fuck. Anyway, I ain't even got nothing in this cup, y'all. That's wild shit. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that, but not coffee in this one. I ain't doing that to that one. So anyway, Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser have a good match. Um, and Braun wins. Braun retains. I guess I'll see Sheamus pop up. Cody dumps himself down low key when he started doing the three crossroads to win a match. It was okay for Roman, but he's done it to others. Self-explanatory, brother. I agree. Three finishers should have only been for Roman. But Finn's finisher is super ass. Yes. My kids jump on me the same way, bro. And Finn Balor, if I catch you in midair and I sling you around, you're not heavy enough. If fucking Bronson Reed did a coup de grace, I don't think anybody would dispute that's a finisher. But you can't be a guy under 200 pounds. So I'm like, coup de grace. Like, I swear to God, somebody please make this meme, make this little short today. When Finn Balor, when Finn Balor a coup de grace somebody, put that Mario sound on there when he shrinks. Like that's what that shit is. That ain't no power move. That's Mario. Fucking going down the pipe. Boop, 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 doo, 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 doo. Like what? Horrible finisher, bro. Horrible. It worked. It internet is intermittent, bro. I'm about to rush through this because I that shit is aggravating me. But at least I came back in a timely fashion. Um. So yeah, Braun Breaker. I don't see where he's going with that. Ludwig thinks I don't think it's over. I think him and Sweet Tap music is crazy. Zell, you're funny as hell. Yeah, that finisher is trash. Voider1, what up? I see you in the chat over on Instagram. I'm guessing it's still undisputed because the Universal and they did get unified, and it was undisputed, but it should have stopped at Roman. Only because I'm answering an Instagram comment, y'all. Roman, okay. You don't have to guess. That is the truth, big fella. That is the truth. It was undisputed because it combined the WWE with the Universal. And there was no other championships in the company. So he was the undisputed champion because there was no other champions. There was no other world champions. There was no ever heavyweight. Like that was it. Everything else is tiers lower, mid tier. Like the United States. No, I'm a world. What are the world champion you got? That's it. Okay, got it. When they came out with the World Heavyweight Championship, they could have stopped calling it that. However, Roman Reigns was still the guy, so he could stay. I am undisputed because the guy you gave it to, I beat, didn't I? Wasn't he? So he's still undisputed. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Plus, I unified them. And until I lose it, I will always be undisputed because I unified. You guys made another belt during my same reign without going through me. So that was interesting. Like, I thought they were gonna have Roman drop a title by doing a triple threat and him not getting pinned, losing one title, and then the other title still on the line for the second pin, and Roman picks up that pin. So he was never pinned. He lost the title. That's how I thought they were gonna do it back then. I obviously was wrong. They just came out with a new title. Um, so Cody wins that shit. Why is he undisputed? He did not. He did not combine titles. He won it off somebody that he had like. It's just, and there's a whole nother champion to which they had a main event. You know what I mean? So I just hate to still say undisputed. It's just is what it is. But let me get off Cody. He's still a good wrestler. I just think he needs to stop that Cody Cutter shit. And everybody's got to stop this second rope turnbuckle hop. Copy and paste wrestlers. This is why wrestling gets kind of boring quicker. I feel like in today, like now we got to do spot after spot after spot. Why does everyone feel the need to get to the turnbuckle, hop up, and then oh look, show off the athleticism? It only works when you're a guy that we don't expect to be super athletic. Case in point, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. He's wilding right now. He doesn't climb up the turnbuckle. He boom, boom, boom. His whole persona is like built to that. Not just that, taking headbutts, boom, and raw. Man, take it to the toolbox. Blang. Nah, he was on his feet. CM Punk was celebrating and shit. He thought he did something. Jacob Fatu was on his like that's wild. That's wild work. LA Knight wants to jump from the turn. He be slipping. Not and LA Knight looks the part of that being athletic. So no one's questioning your athleticism. Stop. Everybody stop. Chelsea Green did. Who else? Like it's been like 5 or 6. Cody Rhodes. Let me jump to the and he got high heel boots. No originality. And Cody is damn. I got. Let me get my water. I'm sorry, y'all. Mm. Anyway, yeah, I know y'all seen LA Knight. He done slipped like 2 times on the move and can't get it together. So WWE got to look at people and say, hey, you can't do this move. We're gonna keep this to this guy. Maybe another person could take it if it fits their persona. But if you got a guy like the Samoan Werewolf and talk about he does things we've never seen, and then 6 other wrestlers copy him, it's not as good as we think he is. No, he is. Just y'all, everybody's super kick. Everybody, Finn Balor could have a super kick as a finisher, and that's how Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was a champion at a time where wrestlers were all bigger than him, all of them. His championship reign on his first championship run, it always kind of felt like any of these guys could beat the shit out of him. Diesel was his first opponent. Who else he fought during that first run? Vader, Mankind. Back before he put on the suit with the tie, and he was still like ripping out hair and all that. So, and then people were still throwing up off that mandible claw. Oh, man, I don't even think he washed that finger thing. Ugh. Um, and then Sid, and then he did lose to Sid. And he had to win it back. It always felt like So what was his finisher? Kick you in the mouth with a running start after tapping up the band. Oh yeah, that shit works. Now everybody does it, and it's like a punch. It's like a chop. The 3 moves that everybody does in wrestling: the chop, um, the super kick, and the second rope top rope hops. Everybody's so athletic now, falling and shit. Motherfucker got trash ass move sets. Motherfuckers' whole personality doesn't even think that that is what they do and that's how they act. They're not a beast. That's why it's good for Jacob Fatu because they're labeling him as a big man. It's just like if everyone started sprinting to do the clothesline, all of a sudden then what would make Braun Breaker special? That just he's Steiner. He's doing old school moves that the Steiner would do with the Frankensteiner and such, and he's doing the dog bark. Like WWE has to put a hold. Back in the day, the DDT, it's a common move now, but when Jake the Snake Roberts used it as a finisher, how many people were doing DDTs? Respect for the moves. And this you gotta they gotta get back to this. In some form or fashion. Cody tells if I wrestled two or three times, I could take your moves. Fucking Cody copycat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bashing Cody no more, man. Let me get my this ain't what you think it is. This is a healthy drink. Like literally, it's the shit that nobody ever drank as a kid. That's why I get it, because my kids won't drink that shit. It's V with a number. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna put it all out there. Now I got something in my cup, but it's that shit stink. It's like drinking tomato paste. But Braun, I like Braun and Ludwig Kaiser. However, Sheamus feels like he's still in the mix. I don't want to see someone else get in the mix of this, and then they kind of like fall away from them. And I want to see Braun get some different opponents in, or do a weekly challenge, or hey, for it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas. I'm in the spirit of giving. Every Monday, I'm beating somebody down, and just start doing it. Just challenge somebody to a match. Just spear them, impromptu. Okay, they could have done a two fall thing, but then Bray. Oh yeah, Bray had died, and Roman sent the blue belt to JoJo, and then they got the gold belt. Two fall thing got scrapped. Maybe I like V8. Um, Another title match we had, the Intercontinental title tournament. How did y'all feel about this? Zoe Stark came out winning. Cannon Carter, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark. Now I got to go back to my photo to see who's still. What's the last triple threat match they have left? Because it's still one more. And remember, there's two more Raws before Netflix. So I say that to say this. Oh, don't look at that. Damn, I forgot I even had that type of shit on my phone. I'm about to look at that shit after I get off of here. Um. Okay, so Dakota Kai is waiting for the winner. Well, she's gonna take on Zoe Stark. I know you're not gonna be able to see it with my phone. I'm just showing you that I have that title picture framed, right? So, uh, the last match is Alba Fire, Kyrie Zane, who got supposedly got hurt tonight. They may be looking for a fill-in. They may be looking for a fill-in. That'd be interesting. And then Natalia. That's the last match. So I thought Raquel was gonna do it. I thought we are gonna get an HBK Diesel thing with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and then you got Dirty Dom. I wanted Raquel to win. Yo, I'm with you too, Vinny. I wanted her to do it too. I want Punk and AJ and Seth and Becky. Oh, shit. Not Styles. I'm slow. I'm like Punk and AJ. I'm thinking Styles and shit for Seth and Becky. I'm like, what type of fucking match is that? Oh, AJ Lee. That would be interesting. But Dakota's winning it all. As long as it's not Lyra Valkyria. Like, where you been? You ain't been putting in work. I think right now where they're at, Dakota could win. I would have liked to see Shayna Baszler win so she could have win against Zoe Stark in this round. Maybe we would have got a really good match. Natalia's the only real technical wrestler out of that bunch. So I don't know. But Dakota Kai will take on Zoe Stark. That'll probably be the week after next. Next week will be Alba Fire versus Kyrie Zane versus Natalia. If that's next week, the week after should be the winner of that three triple threat going against Lyra Valkyria. And then also in that same Raw, Dakota Kai versus Zoe Stark. And then going into the Raw Netflix, you would have the finals. So that would be interesting. Um, Not as hyped as I was about the women's US title, but we'll see who comes out of that last triple threat match. Remember, that's Alba Fire, Kyrie Zane, Natalia. Kind of just rooting for Natalia at this point. I think that's my dark horse. But if Kyrie Sane got hurt because they went to hurt her hand tonight, and they say that she has to be replaced, hmm, hmm. I wonder who could be a replacement. Hmm. Dakota or Zoe will end up winning the entire thing. PFC needs some help. So if PFC gets Zoe Stark to win, that would start to help to redefine the PFC because after they came out and they made their if they replace her with Charlotte Flair, Vinny just said this, the freaking building's gonna explode, and she should just walk all the way to the finals. But I hope they don't because Charlotte's a 14-time world champion. So in my eyes, they're gonna try to tie her with her dad. Which again, I'm not saying that I'm not even gonna go to Ric Flair tonight. Not gonna do it. Shit ain't gonna trigger me. I'm drinking V8. I got coffee. Got water. Ain't gonna do it. So anyway, um, after that, well, I'm all out of order. But those are the three matches I had recorded. Now the New Day, what kind of heels we getting with these guys? They're all polite heels, but they ain't got nobody respects them in the locker room. They told Big E, it was like, I broke my neck. So what? It's diabolical, man. But going around to Rey Mysterio, they can't share lockers with him. They don't want to. Um, I'm not super excited for this. I want to see where they go. Hurry up and get to the juice, get to the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Of whatever whoever New Day is gonna beef with, and let me see if they change their wrestling style. And do they start getting some wins enough to go after the tag team champions, cheating to win, doing what they got to do? I'll be happy to see that. Yes. And then I don't know if this is gonna work for Big E to ever come back in. I don't know if this is gonna work for Big E to not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that's gonna work, but you know, hold on, here we go. Bro, you spent the last 52 minutes drawing a face mask?
Seth Rollins, pal.
Yeah. Yo, Big Felder, shout out. I would hate it too if Charlotte was the one who came in to replace Kyrie Zane. I think that would be abysmal. I think it'd be abysmal. Yo, it's a Mike. That looks like a Michael Myers mask more so.
Better.
Yo, this man was practicing this for almost an hour, y'all.
What man?
Practicing this shit for almost an hour.
No man. It's the
But
architect, pal.
hey, so I guess I got to interview.
Oh,
I guess I got to interview like Seth.
burn it down.
Oh, it's Archie.
Surprise,
It's Archie.
surprise. Oh man. What am I doing? I got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm sitting here wondering now, like, what the hell?
I just dropped something.
But I'm gonna keep it moving. If Zoe Stark, I think Zoe Stark needs the win. I think Zoe Stark needs the title. I think that'll help PFC. I don't know if the WWE is gonna help the PFC though. I don't think all of a sudden Shayna Baszler, because Shayna Baszler was in the same tournament on that same bracket side. Oh, this guy wilding. This guy is wilding.
What's up, Jerry?
So, uh, this dude got a whole crazy face. Um,
Surprise
Again,
two sisters.
we don't know the condition of Kyrie Zane. I don't know if she was just crying and screaming and hollering on the floor with her hand. Oh, if his oh okay, his internet is back. So I don't know if they're gonna actually take her out or not. But if they do, who do we think is a replacement? I seen two people talk about Charlotte. I'm talking about Charlotte too, but I'm like, man, please don't be Charlotte. Oh my god. And shit, that
Burr, 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 burr.
shit, that's down there. That's down there to show.
Word life.
I don't know what the hell going on, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but keep this in mind. No one wants the New Day around. We'll see if they get announced to go up against somebody soon, because eventually you're gonna have to feed them some baby faces if you want them to be heels, and they're gonna have to do something dirty, nice and dirty too. Injure somebody and act like they don't care. Maybe they'll take it as far as to the Universal putting up the X. That means somebody got hurt. Maybe they'll even fake us out with an X. They'll offset their X so they know, but it'll still be oh shit. Fans will be like, oh shit, and New Day act like they don't care. New Day be like, whatever. He'll heal. He'll come back. That'll probably throw people
Heal,
out.
heal. So what? You broke your neck, so what? That should be the thing. So what?
Yeah, I don't. I think that
I think the New Day has been so white meat baby face that it's gonna be hard to turn them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
their turn.
I mean,
Their
like
turn.
with the physical part of it. You're not gonna tell me Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods gonna be beating people down.
Mm-mm.
This is where you
They
need the
just got to do
muscle and
something.
size of a Big E or a Odyssey Jones who was stepping up, but I don't know if they would have done this turn if he was still around.
Why not? I mean, they would have done some form of it because Xavier Woods was already looking in that direction.
Yeah, I just don't know Woods
But
and Kofi can pull that off. You know, Hill's are slimy, they aggressive, they got, little Hill ways about him. Woods was a Hill before. I just don't think we ever saw Kofi do that.
I don't think so.
And
That's
then,
what I was saying. It's
his
been like
Austin Creed work outside of WWE, you have to know, but that him, Xavier Woods is Austin Creed and R-Truth as Ron Killings outside of WWE, they had some pretty successful singles runs that people don't know about
that's because the
as
WWE lets
heels.
white
Because
people's away.
R-Truth was a heel, during his run, so partially, so he can do it.
Yeah, that's a thing that they should just they gotta flesh it out. We'll see how it happens, but you got to give them some baby faces to do something nasty too. Whether it's you injure them, you know what I'm saying, get the refs to play in on it, so this way it looks real, it feels real, and then the New Day being like, we don't care, like that he'll heal back.
Did you talk
You act like
about
we did something.
Kevin Owens and Triple H?
I mean, we kind of covered that whole area earlier. We was in that vicinity.
Yeah, that looked like that might have. I don't know. I don't know if that's kayfabe or not. Because Triple H damn near choked Kevin Owens. You don't push a man in his neck. That was a little awkward.
Yeah, I think it's I think Triple H is a mastermind of what he's doing when it comes to the storylines. he knows what he's doing, and he's pushing the envelope. Uh,
Yeah, because he can't really do much physically. That's the thing. So
exactly.
he might help
He's
Kevin
kind of
K. Now Kevin Owens power drivers, Triple H, he would be probably one of the biggest heels in wrestling history.
hey, he ain't gonna be much of a heel because you stand on a man's chest in a stretcher, and the man gets wheeled out, and the crowd chants, "You deserve it." You know what I'm saying? Let you know everything you need to know about your baby face.
I don't even know how people still defending Cody Rhodes in his high heel shoes at this point.
Yeah, we was talking about that. Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
being in there.
it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's like it's slowly turning. It's getting worse week by week. So bad you have to write your champion off TV.
Yeah, maybe you get some sympathy points for it. We'll see. But at some point, he'll be back by Netflix.
He has to be.
He'll be back by Netflix. So it
He
ain't
needs
gonna
to
be
come
nothing.
back with something new. It can't be the same Cody Raheem Rose that we got right now. It gotta be.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be because they're not turning him heel. Not off one pile driver. Because the heel right now is Kevin Owens, and they're not pushing him into a babyface place. They're
Well, you don't have to be a heel to be. Austin wasn't a heel, but he was beating people down. You know what I'm saying?
if they had him work within that same scope of like he wasn't a heel, he was doing the anti-hero. I just don't think they'll do that with Kevin Owens because they're specifically pushing him to like. I mean,
No,
they
I'm
got
talking
him
about
leading
Cody.
the charge
Cody
on.
has to come back in the lines of that, like that whole anti-hero, beat people up. He needs to beat people up, then start apologizing. Like, I'm sorry, it wasn't me.
Nah, they won't even have him do it, man. Cody too, Cody just he's too nice of a guy. It's not gonna happen. Not no time soon. I think when they turn him, if they even turn him, I mean, we begged for John Cena's heel turn for years.
I said that the WWE crowd would turn on Cody Rhodes at some point when he first got there, just like the AEW crowd turned on Cody Rhodes to the point where he was getting no reactions. They was throwing. Remember when it was the fans was throwing John Cena t-shirts and hats back at him when he was in the ring?
Mhm.
They were doing that to Cody Rhodes in AEW with his weight
Yeah, you
belts.
get tired of that shit. You get tired of it. It's like say your
See,
prayers,
I
Vince.
get it. I get it. John Cena was doing it 10, 15 years. This is year 1 and 2, and people had turned on Cody. Then he left. So it's tough. There's definitely a pattern there. I forgot who cut the promo on Cody. It was like, you didn't work here, you left. It didn't work in New Japan, you left. It didn't work in AW, you left. Like, I forgot who cut that promo on him,
Well, I
but
thought
this
it was CM Punk when they did that whole. Then all of a sudden, you're here, and a star much bigger than you has come back to take every. And it really ended up being The Rock doing that to him in real life, but CM Punk was referring to himself, and they were almost seeming like they were going to set that up as a main event somewhere down the road, and it still could be. It won't be this year.
Punk and Cody would work, and just like Punk and Roman would work.
So I'm not trying to go back to a whole recap.
Oh, don't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
But I definitely talked about Punk is their biggest star, non-Rock. Because if you put him in there with Seth Rollins, it's gonna go. We saw what he did with Drew. If you put him in there with Cody, we can feel what it's gonna do. And if you put him in there with Roman, we just saw it was the highest social media thing they had
Like, people
in
refer to
23.
wrestling as a dance. CM Punk's just a good dance partner. He's a good dance partner.
I honestly think he is the dance partner. Like we always think it's Roman, but to be honest, Roman works for certain people. If CM Punk, if your name is in the marquee with CM, I'm interested to see who closes the show on Netflix. Is it going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, or will it be Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns in Tribal Combat?
It has to be Reigns. If Reigns is gonna stand tall, it got to be Roman. you gotta make Roman look at least somewhat like he did in that 4-year run. And he doesn't look like that at all. It gotta be a beat down. Solo gotta bleed. And Roman gotta be on top of him with that Ulafala while he's bleeding. Like, this is the beat. This is it. Tribal combat. We did it in the cage. We did it in war games. Now it's me and you, tribal combat. Like, Roman has to stand tall.
I think he does. I think, remember, The Rock is also slated for this Netflix. John Cena is slated for this Netflix.
It got here quick,
It's still it's 3 weeks away.
but it got here fast.
I had tonight's Raw pretty high up. I thought tonight's Raw felt important. You
Hey,
only had
Netflix, don't do that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing y'all did.
I think that was their trial and error. I don't think wrestling will be that big unless it's their PLEs.
And they got
WrestleMania
Beyonce coming to Netflix for the was it the halftime show she's doing on Christmas Day, I believe. Is that Netflix?
I'm not sure. I gotta find out. I don't know.
Mariah Carey and Beyonce are doing something with the NFL on Christmas Day. I want to say Beyonce is doing something with Netflix too. I don't know if it's the halftime show, but the Christmas game, Beyonce is doing a halftime show, and I believe Mariah Carey is opening it up. So that's going to be a lot of eyes.
Oh yeah. Anytime you put Beyonce on anything, and then you Netflix of all things.
I could be wrong, but I do know there's something going on with Netflix and Beyonce soon. So
Y'all tapping in. I won't be tapped in. I ain't no Beehive member over here. Goddammit.
all the single
But
ladies, all the single ladies. Nah, bro, I had tapped in. I had some stuff going on, but I still showed up. I still showed up.
yo, did you show up, or did Seth Rollins show up, or did John Cena show up?
Hey, I don't know. I was doing
I'm
my
trying to go back to my notes and see if I missed something, or was there something. Um, I do have a couple questions though in regard to Netflix, because I did ask on the Attitude Era Twitter page. We talked about this, I think, on Saturday Night Main Event recap. I think, if not that, SmackDown. Um, what is the new roster gonna look like? Bianca Belair got a spot, a Raw promo package all of a sudden today dropped.
I told you that SmackDown can be good if they put the right pieces in place. But if they
Right.
just stripping it to the bare bones, that's it, dog. Like, it's already struggling with Roman in the bloodline, which they doing Raw. So yeah, we talked about it, but we mentioned some names that could possibly make it work. But not only is it gonna have to work, they're gonna have to put on good matches. Like that, the SmackDown roster is gonna have to work.
Yeah, they gonna have to. Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to work and show people that look, the best. They're gonna have to start talking like AEW. The best wrestlers are on SmackDown.
Because people tuning in to, and what it's becoming is like the Monday night show. What was it? Raw was the big show. Nitro was the big show. Thunder wasn't that grand. SmackDown was okay, but it still wasn't Raw. People
It
tuned in for
wasn't Raw.
Monday
Yeah,
Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw
And
has always been the flagship. Even when Raw was losing in the ratings to SmackDown during the Roman years, Raw is always considered the flagship. Hence why Raw is going to Netflix. That's where the money
and
is at.
they're taking up the roster, so that's going to be tough. That's real, unless, like I said, they're having people pulling double duty. But see, that's when you get into the business with the TV deals, and I want this star and I want that star, and that was a partial reason why they introduced that title, the workhorse quote unquote title, because the new TV deal, they wanted a champion and they wanted a title as well. So
That makes
Netflix,
sense when you say it like that too. Like,
yeah, you want, you know what I'm saying? I'm not signing up to get, the B squad. I want the A squad too.
yeah, that's what, well.
But yeah,
I hope I think the Netflix deal is going to be great. I think that first Netflix episode is going to feel like a.
They said the TV rating
Mm,
is not changing, which is interesting.
So I watched. I don't know if anyone. I remember I put in a chat a while back when they did it. Roman and Paul Heyman did an interview, and it was on like a stock exchange type of channel, whatever. But anyway, they were talking about that, and it makes all the sense in the world. You have now gotten a whole audience of people that are used to what they're getting. If you were to start dropping and going crazy, you will lose a lot of them because one, a lot of them are still kids. The biggest wrestling audience is still children. Whether
I
people
don't
want to
think you
admit
lose it because we always talk about this. DNA was 7 and 8 years old watching Attitude Era.
that, that was a different time.
But that's what
It
I'm
was a
saying. It
different.
won't. They won't go nearly as far as Attitude Era did.
Well, they have the ability to on Netflix. They can go further if they want to. They can show
No
nudity.
way.
They can do all that. Well, no. I'm saying they won't, but they
No, not
can.
with the Vince McMahon stuff going on and the cancel
No. I'm saying
culture.
they're not going to do it. Being
That's what I'm
on
saying.
Netflix
So even if they
provides it.
pushed it, whatever they pushed wouldn't be nearly as bad or raw as Attitude Era
Well, they
was.
could if they want to. They literally could if they want to. They can drop F bomb after F bomb and nothing will get filtered. Just like crowd chants won't get filtered. So they have to do the question is breaking the validity of what the characters have built. Because again, you got all these people who are tuned in, and all of a sudden now you just make a hard right. You got people, parents who still gonna be like, hey, tune that out.
But this is
But
the
in the
time to do
90s,
that because you're introducing this to people, so you can make these characters what you want them to be now. So, and then in wrestling, they rarely build things these days. One week you this, the next week you're that. So
I, I I wouldn't do the hard change. The hard change makes a lot. I mean, not making a hard change makes a lot of sense because if I need to drop an F bomb, like, do you remember Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins had that one? It was like a face off. They were on two different screens and they
you
started
talking
talking
about
about
the
each
divorce and
other.
stuff.
Yeah. They started dropping F bombs and shit, and it was all edited. That still didn't get the traction that they wanted it to.
I don't think language bothers people no more.
It does. It does.
Oh
It does.
well,
Go to your school. Go to your school and listen to how many people be turning down their music because they don't. You know what I'm saying? When it's little kids around, people still have respect for that. And once you get to the teenage years, I think that's kind of out the window. But when you're talking about these little kids that Cody be picking up, and you like, there's kids in on, you start dropping F bomb, F bomb, F
HB,
bomb.
those are those same kids who be on the Division, Call of Duty, and Fortnite calling you the N word.
Hey, it's all good, but public outrage and all that. Parents be like, "Oh,
It's selective.
I
It's the
can't believe."
parents. It's the parents who think their kids don't talk like that. Your kid talks like that. So
Yeah, they still got to keep it. You
I
know what
be
I'm
listening
saying?
to my boy play the Oculus. He's banned right now. He's banned for 2 weeks. So not by me, by Meta. They say, yo, toxicity
Damn,
on my account and his account. So he's he,
damn.
when in France, dog, the internet is a wild place. And guess what? If you have Netflix, you have some kind of internet. So it's gonna be interesting. Again, I don't expect them to go ECW on it, but
Nah, I think an occasional something here
I
and
think
there.
the ratings and the freedom is gonna only apply to certain people. I think Carmelo Hayes might can't curse in his promos, but The Rock is gonna be able to let loose.
Say whatever he wants.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be that type of deal, which is gonna be good when you do have a CM Punk in the ring. Not even saying it has to be vulgar, but
Now,
the
you know what they
right.
could do?
Think about the pipe bomb. It wasn't no cursing in the pipe bomb.
No,
It just was raw and real. He said,
you know
"You're a
what they could do
millionaire
too?
who should be a billionaire, but you aren't because of XYZ. Then when you die, this company's gonna be taken over by your doofus son-in-law." He called Triple H a doofus. Your dumb daughter. Yo, CM Punk went crazy on that. Like I said, that
Yeah,
wasn't
Brawl.
vulgar. It just was unfiltered. Where we go, just do your
At
thing.
that time though, it's just like, yo,
So when you
cut
do
his.
have a Rock who's gonna do that, and maybe a Rollins and a Punk, that's when your A+ players on that mic get to cook, and it's like, okay, wow, did you hear what they said? Like, okay, and they have a lot of good talkers right
I
now.
agree. I mean, we saw The Rock do this right before WrestleMania. He told the camera when they went, "Fuck that, fuck that," like that. So yeah, you'll see some, but or they
And
could
I
do it like
think
they
that's
did
really
back
going
in
to
the.
benefit John Cena on his farewell tour. He's going to get to say some stuff, and might not get another pipe bomb, but I think it's going to benefit those who it benefits. And maybe somebody shocks us too. Maybe somebody really can talk and they let him just go. Who knows?
I don't. I think it's gonna be the same thing over and over. I don't think they're gonna differentiate too much and go too
Because
crazy because
honestly,
again,
when they drop the word, like when they be calling each other like "come and fight, bitch," it really don't have that effect. Is this you're doing it
yeah,
just to
but
do
you're
it?
also the 40-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Because you got kids in that audience. You know what I'm saying? And even if you like, well, I let my kid, the common everyday parent who's got a 7-year-old, like I'm gonna tell you right now, if I see TV shows that start wilding out, and I got my 6-year-old and my 8-year-old daughter there, I'm done.
Whose favorite
I'm
wrestler
done.
is Mr. Ass?
Yeah, Mr. Ass. But they know, like, yo, we don't. That's not how we gonna talk. But you know why? They went to watch some Attitude Era, and guess who they saw? Mr. Ass. They ain't never watched this dude wrestle another time,
And
and
that's
they just
just
want to be
stuck.
like,
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. Like the hard turn. This is where you can brand people and do different things with people. Norm and it's no. It
that
don't.
works for your adult audience. You also have a large. If you look at wrestling's demographic, bro, it starts very young. It ain't the reason why wrestling cares more about the 6-year-old than they care about the 48-year-old is they're gonna get more years out of that 6-year-old. You're gonna die in 30 years. That 6-year-old can be a fan for another 50 years. They got you beat. This is why they start to shoot for kids and people like they don't even like if you notice how like even video game they're like why are they going after kids? Why everything going after kids? Because I can build a fan and I'll keep them for years. If I shoot for you guys had your run. You got guess what you did? You did exactly what we wanted. You introduced your kids to us. Now we'll take it from here. And if you get what you want, it don't matter. You'll come back. But if you don't, as long as we keep your kid and they introduce their kid, that's all they care about. Because it worked for every one of us. Every person in this chat who got a kid done put their kid on wrestling. Because when they was a kid, they watched wrestling.
So you think WWE is really kid friendly right now?
No, it's damn near as kid friendly as it could get. It's damn near. Only thing that you could say maybe not kid friendly is the maybe the women's outfits. They still blurt out curses. They blurt out the chants. You know what I'm saying? They even like, I mean, you know what I mean? It ain't like
So
the
you're
attitude
saying
era.
it's more edited, is what you're saying. I'm talking about as
No,
far
I'm
as
saying it's
I'm
edited
talking
because
about
it's
as far
kid
as
friendly.
storylines and what you see in the ring. That's not kid friendly.
What do you mean? It's
The
not even bro, they
bloodline's
don't even
not
do
kid
style job.
friendly. The Y6 damn really ain't kid friendly. Bro, that's having damn therapy sessions. Liv
Yeah,
and
it's kid
Dom
friendly
wasn't
because
kid friendly.
they're not over the top. Bro, when I was a kid watching wrestling, they had a real snake bite somebody in the ring. Motherfuckers was scared to death. This ain't nothing new. They have way less of the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six barely even be on TV. But when you were a kid, you had Papa Shango, you had The Undertaker, you had Damien Demento, you had all these, and they went over the top, speaking from the graveyards
That's
and
what I'm saying. So
doing
is
all
it
this
kid friendly or
craziness.
is it just really like edited?
It's still kid friendly. Like they say it's TV. It's not even TVMA. It's TV what 14? It's like
Because I
man,
don't
it's
think it's like
TVP.
any really kid friendly characters.
No, they don't. They've been stopped doing kid friendly characters. They stopped doing kid friendly characters. That's what was killing WWE, where people stopped watching wrestling. Aldo Montoya, Duke the Dumpster Dross, like everyone's got to have a Power Ranger style. You know what I mean? And they were like, Undertaker talked about that shit. He was like, I was about to quit and go to WCW
They
because they were
had
doing
fucking
edgier stuff.
Manatar.
The, That's when they were doing all that super kid
They
friendly
had
shit. And then
Manatar.
it spawned the Attitude Era.
It was,
Now this could do that same thing where, hey man, this PG shit really ain't working. We need to dial it up. We
see, and I
got
think that's
Netflix.
what you miss in Alexa Bliss, because I thought she was kind of kitty, kind of. I think this is where Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton are going to become baby faces by default. Because when you're a good heel and you get reactions just because you're a good heel, you eventually become a baby face. People were cheering Chelsea Green in that match,
Yes, they
and
were.
and
Yes, they were.
and
100%.
Tiffany Stratton is over, so she's going to get that natural. Just I'm doing this as a heel, do it as a face thing. Both of those people will be heels. I mean, baby faces real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And they deserve it. They deserve runs with belts.
And Chelsea, I
Um,
could see her, that the whole Chelsea Green, quote unquote, kind of Karen thing she was doing, translating over to teens, just being kind of like a Alicia Silverstone and Clueless type character. You know what I'm saying?
no, but that
And,
works. It works.
and
It
Tiffany
works.
Stratton, the athletic cheerleader, flippy dippy. You know what I'm saying? Tiffy time. So, again, that's what I'm saying. They can brand it how they want because now you're
But it
introducing.
ain't characters like back in the day, bro. Ain't no Duke the Dumpster. Remember the Ice, the goon? He came out in a fucking hockey attire with a hockey stick. You
He
had
was
the
the goon.
repo
What do you
man.
expect him to do?
No, Plies is a goon.
What's
You
my
had this
boy
dude with hockey.
Prince Hakeem, the African Dream?
Dog, they had my man. Remember Jean Pierre, the pirate? Like WWE couldn't stop. They were like, we need a new character. Like, they had Doink the Clown, bro.
Don't the Clown was a menace though. Doink and Dink.
And then
Doink was a little dark though. Doink and Dink. They just had that a few years ago with Primo and Epico, and they had the little bull,
nah, they gotta stop
Los
that shit.
Mascadores, and the little dude they had the little bull.
They had
Olay.
to stop that shit. That shit was doing horrible. That's why year 95 going into 96, WWE was doing bad.
Because
Because
it
they
was
had
it
to
was it
break.
was it was a circus.
It was a circus. That's a perfect word for it. It was a circus.
It was a circus.
Tune in to see Max Moon take on, and yeah,
But
WWE
it
didn't
had
care about 4-year-old me when Piper painted his face black. Fuck that kid friendly crap. Yo, there's a difference between racist and kid friendly though. WWE is owned by a bunch of guys who just. I'm not gonna say they didn't know. They just didn't give a fuck. They put Tony Atlas and dressed him as an African and put feathers on him.
I
And it
told
was
you
like,
Hakeem, the African Dream. You know who that was? Yeah, I say this all the time about wrestling.
oh, this
It is the
man
most wrestling is racist, is
is fuck.
sexist, is sexist, it's classist. It's like it has a lot of strikes against it, and they hide it as
Yo, they got away
entertainment.
with that shit by telling you to your face. It's just wrestling. They're just characters.
Triple H
And you
told The
go,
Rock that he had to do that character in blackface, or people wouldn't know he was The Rock. I'm sorry to tell you, Paul Levesque, if you just came out there with the eyebrows and maybe the big nose and glasses and wig, we knew you was The Rock. You just wanted to paint your face black.
dog, he made
And Mark
Monkey.
Henry. They did Mark Henry too.
They did Mark Henry extra filthy. Extra filthy. You heard? Extra filthy. Yo,
That
the
DX
kiss my
segment,
ass.
that DX segment was bad.
They went with this too. They didn't even hit up they probably did hit up their black friends, and their black friends probably was like, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Bro, it's not hitting up your black friends. You talking to a group of black men. You talking to The Rock, Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown, and Kama Mustafa, Papa Shango Godfather. Oh, and by the way, Ron Simmons was part of that group too, early on. So
Yo, Piper hit Snooker with the coconut.
he did hit him with the coconut.
Yo, shout out to Roddy Piper though.
Hot
Google,
rod.
Google, Google Roddy Piper goes at Vince McMahon about Saba Simba.
Well, you think you got
Right?
all the answers? I changed the questions.
Uh, that shit is crazy because Vince McMahon, this is back when Vince McMahon did the commentary, and he's like, straight from the fields of Africa, Saba Simba. right? And Piper was like, "That ain't Saba, that's Tony Atlas. Why is he dressed?" And Vince McMahon is trying to like stop Roddy Piper from like, "No, that's Saba Simba." And he's like, "No, you can't tell me that."
Speaking of people who
What's on?
say things they shouldn't say, shout out to Jesse Ventura, man. I never thought I would see him back in the WWE.
I
That
love
was
his
amazing.
commentary.
That was amazing.
That's real heel commentary when you don't. I'm just like this naturally. I'm not. This is you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying these things, and I love it. I love it. WWE is too pre-rehearsed where they're in your ear. Everything you say, they got to
I
monitor.
think that's why Pat McAfee works, because I think he say things a lot of times he's not supposed to say.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's very uncuffed, unhinged.
Pat
You
McAfee
know,
just, and it's the way he did, because Michael Cole cuts Pat McAfee off a lot. When he gets to
bro.
talking, like he just like, let's move past that. Michael Cole.
Bro, he did the marketing. He created that for Braun Strowman. There's one big son of a bitch, and then he called out. I forgot what happened, and so and so left, and he was the ring announcer. He was like, that's one big son. He said some wild shit too, but it was like Pat McAfee can do no wrong. He
Well, we
has an
mentioned that. We
audience.
talk about the Bobby Heenans. We talk about the Jesse Ventura, the Gorilla Monsoons, JR, how you say something and it sticks. That's stuff you can't even come up with. Like, it's just some things just happen naturally on the fly. So,
Dog, Franklin, you're funny as fuck. I remember this when Sherry went on her knees about that shit back at the Rumble with the Warrior, begging him. And it was like, what's I was young. I was like, hey, all I know is I got a picture of sensational Sherry walking around with nothing underneath her garments wearing a Ric Flair robe in a hotel.
woo, woo,
Ric
woo.
Flair, I might shit on him about them titles, but
Here
Ric
we go.
Flair is still the man, bro. Ric Flair is still the man.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
KO is the rightful champion. I counted to 5, damn it. Yo, they're gonna run this to the ground. KO
Yeah, because the
getting
ref did
that.
Little Nate, and it was Little Nate. You Charles Robinson you was born refereeing. You know you can't count that outside the ring.
He knows that. You can't be outside the ring. And that's gonna be KO's like an illegal count. Um he used the chair. He even did some heel shit and kicked the chair out to make sure the ref wouldn't see it.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
they probably gonna run it back, and then
fuck it, put it on Netflix. You want Netflix to be you want your number
because
you'll do the
WrestleMania
biggest
is what,
numbers you might
April,
ever do.
right?
Huh?
WrestleMania is in April, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania is in April. February 1st is Royal Rumble. And March, like the first week of March, is the
It's gonna be here
elimination.
soon. It's almost January.
Yeah, but January is normally the Rumble. Like this shit
That's what I'm
getting out of
saying.
hand in
This
April.
Mania season gonna be here quick.
I'm not gonna say fuck Flair, bro. We're not gonna get into those titles. Zell's trying to provoke me, and I feel like I want to talk about those titles because it's bull. It's not bullshit. It's just bullshit what they do to everybody else. But we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna leave that there.
Oh, and speaking of Zell and Franklin, these are people who are very knowledgeable about this wrestling thing, and they say some things sometimes. And next year, maybe the next few weeks, we are going to start bringing some of you guys on this show to talk about this thing we like and love called wrestling. So if you're interested in that, like coming on, being in the box, and just chopping it up with us, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is right there at the Archie Carter. Let me know who you are. Let me know what you're trying to do, because we want to start bringing people on just to chop it up with us. So yeah, that's extending the. I'm extending the invite. HP has done it a few times in the broadcast, but I'm letting it be known right now that that's something we're interested in doing, and we're going to start doing. So you might start seeing. We mentioned Zell, mentioned Franklin, mentioned Vinny, Hot Facts, Miss Awesome Saucy, a lot of people that we know right away. If you're a regular or you just want to pop in and say hi, hit me up on Instagram at the Archie Carter right there, and let me know who you are, and we try to set it up because we do the recaps Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So NXT might be your thing, and you might want to talk NXT. Cool, we do that. Raw, SmackDown, of course. So that's just something I'm putting out there into the space, because And then me and HP got something we're working on now that's going to be really listener and viewer focused. So so now is the time to get in, because if you do good here, we might got something for you on that other thing we talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, 2025 is about to be bigger and better.
Lit.
And, we.
I say it's about to be
lit. Yeah,
lit.
it's like the third time I've been live this week. We talked last night. We little happy hour action, something else we got going on. So yeah, over on Hall Pre's Universe, which is HP's channel where we talk movies and
HP
TV
is a Ric
shows,
Flair hater.
current
I
events.
am not.
So what?
I am not a Ric Flair hater, brother. I love Ric Flair. However, I feel as though
I
others get
think Ric
shitted
Flair
on.
did something to HP. I was been a native to Charlotte for the past 10 years or so. I'm gonna do some research in these Charlotte streets and see what Ric Flair did to HP. So it had to be something. He took your chick. He cut you off in traffic. He beat your high score in the arcade or something. Ric Flair did you something, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. I might even send Ric Flair. I'm gonna DM Ric Flair. Hey, Ric Flair, what you do to HP? So,
Yo, Ric Flair put me in the figure four would be crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. You just gotta say that, you know what I'm saying? Other people. I'm gonna have everybody's world champion status. So when we say Dusty Rhodes, we could say, Dusty Rhodes, 3-time AWA champion. Like, damn. Oh, okay. I didn't know he was. I didn't know Dusty Rhodes had them belts. Yeah, he did. But WWE will never admit it.
nah,
They just
this
let
is
this man go to
personal.
his grave without
You
ever
got
saying
some
he was a
beef
world
with Ric
champion.
Flair. I'm gonna have to see what this beef is about.
Nah, bro, I was not no flight attendant with Ric Flair on that flight from hell,
Oh,
bro.
you on a plane ride from hell? Oh man.
They was doing motherfuckers filthy
I
on
think
that.
HP went home and found some Ric Flair robe feathers in his house or something. Like, how these get here? But yeah, HP, I appreciate you holding it down. Got caught up, had to tap in a little late, but you are. I know we're doing awards, but I'm just gonna say it now, man. You are the Potter of the Year. You don't miss. You Mr. Make it happen. That is the new name.
I appreciate it, bro.
You
I
are Mr.
appreciate
Make
it.
It Happen, Mr. 3 hours of sleep, Mr. I gotta go to Waffle House late because I didn't get to eat early. You're saving lives. You're doing you the Ric Flair of the podcast. You do it all. You do it all.
It's funny. I go to work tomorrow. People like, yo, my safety guy. He know, yo, I'm just a safety guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a safety guy.
Nah, you and nah, there's more to it. Humble brag. Humble brag. But yeah, man. So yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Tomorrow night is NXT. My favorite night of the week to talk wrestling, which is Tuesday, because we almost in the middle of the week. And NXT always gives us a lot to talk about. So
yeah, it does.
and and again, like I said, if you want to pop in on the show, be a guest. Hell, if you're good at it, you might be a regular. Hit me up on Instagram at the Archie Carter. And let me know who you are, what you're interested in, and we're gonna set it up because we actually got some of the wrestling company I work with. We're gonna start bringing some of those guys on. It's gonna get real wrestler and wrestler fan. But yeah, hit me up. Check out what we're doing over on Hall Pre's Universe. HP and them cooking over there, man. Doing a lot of good stuff with the TV shows, reviews, meeting. We was talking about Hollywood the other night. I forgot that he be mixing and mingling with the stars over there. So swing by Hall Pre's Universe. Check that out. And if you haven't, listen to Good Karma by The Archie Carter, streaming on all major platforms. Good Karma by The Archie Carter. And yeah, I think me and HP about to get in the studio and do something too. If y'all got music,
Yeah.
you got music, you got a channel, you got a pod, you got a clothing line, you shave puppies, whatever you do, you got art, you cooking with
Oh, you
Kaya.
shave
Hey,
puppies. Okay.
dog grooming.
I thought you said you shaved Puffy. I'm like, whoa. Let that shit. Don't even mention that shit out
I
loud. You
got
said
some
puppies.
bad boy stories from my year in New York, but we'll talk about that when we chilling on the the little situation we got coming up. We can dive. I'm gonna dive into my 15 years in radio in the music business. So just imagine. I'm gonna reveal who the artist was, the male artist we talk about. We're gonna get into a lot on the new thing, but hit me up. Send us your links, send us your music, send us whatever you got going on because we want to support y'all too, just how y'all support us. What you laughing at, man? Oh, it look like he laces his own joint. Hey, I'm in dog grooming, man. Dog groomers, man. People shave puppies.
Oh shit.
And Vinny, you been supposed to come on. Yeah. Hey, we need to pull up Vinny and Zell
Oh
at the
shit.
same time.
Oh shit. I can't take it, bro. I probably cry laughing, bro.
We gotta pull up Vinny and Zell at the same time, and you gotta keep your hand on the button. Cause with them two, yeah, Vinny, Zell, hit me up, man. And let's set something up, bro. Yeah,
Oh
cause
shit. That was funny.
we enjoy y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy us too. We about to get up out of here. Like always, I hope this week is
Oh
good to you
shit.
and good for you. And we see y'all tomorrow night. And I will be on time, I promise. I promise.
Holla, 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 holla.